I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Man in His Man. And guess what? It is Super Friday. If you don't know what Super Friday is, let me tell you quickly. Super Friday is just one day in every week where we ask our friends, our subscribers, and our viewers to support the I Am Sure channel by giving super stickers and super chats. And we believe that if we get 10, that is sufficient. But you can go way above that if you so desire. All right. Super stickers and super chat, they are very simple. In that area where you comment, you'll see a little $sign and you go there. And once you're in North America, or you're living outside of Jamaica, you should have access to be able to do that. All right. So make sure you do that because it's Super Friday. If you like the work that we're doing and you want to keep supporting the work, keep us up and running by giving your super stickers and your super chats. You can also hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure Sports, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the platform. All right. So please just keep that in mind as we go. So subscribe, like, share, and please send on your super stickers and your super chats. It would be much appreciated. Like I said, we have a big show today. We have lots of grounds to cover, right? Lots of ground to cover. We're going to get through to that, right? So please stick with us, stay with us. Though it's a JPL show, we have some other information that we will be sharing with you. All right. We're going to go through some revelations by Concacaf, the Concacaf president, just recently. All right. So we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the JPL. I may not be able to get any of my JPL coaches today, our team operators, our managers, because the transfer window is actually closing. And the ones that I've reached out to, they're under the push or the crunch trying to get transfers finalized for the winter or the January window. So a lot of them are probably very busy at this time. Nonetheless, it's sure it's going to be worth your time. But you know how it is on this platform. We always want to give thanks for life, and I just want you to pause right now with me. And like I said, give thanks for life. We are alive and we are well. We have our beings, and it is the breath of the Creator that is in our lungs while we are living today. And we have to be grateful. You understand me? I am grateful for many things. I'm grateful for my family. That I have a family very supportive. I didn't have the easiest childhood, but every day I think about where I'm coming from and where I am today. I call it just a miracle. It is not just my hard work, but just how people along life's journey, they have just come in and just helped me. And I could give you stories on top of stories from universities to scholarship, just people who just needed someone who they could help. And it just happened that would cross paths, and they would just help me at different seasons of life. And so I always give thanks for that. I give thanks, for my family as well, like I said, just because we consider the difficulties that we have been through and the fact that we are where we are today, we do that. All right. So big up to all of you. And I hope you do the same, right? I always tell people, no matter what happens in life, no matter what your mother, your father have done or they have not done, you understand me? There must be a deep sense of love for them, because if they weren't a part of the plan, then you would not be on the planet, So do what you can to make amends, especially with your mother and your father. You understand me? I know sometimes it's very difficult, but hey, try it. It works. It's better. And empty your heart of all things malicious and evil. Empty your heart. Don't keep people in there. Don't keep negative things in there. And keep looking at what you want to become. And if you're becoming something that you don't like, maybe you need to change what you're looking at. All right? Yeah. So let me big up Siobhan Peart in the building. Jason with the first super chat, the calabar man, the utmost for the highest. There we go. I'm telling you, the calabar men, they know how to enter a building. You understand me? They just flash their wallets. You understand me? Big up. Also, Wayne Evans up and running. He says, enough blessings. Keep up the hard work. Jason Guna. You know why I had to start the show not at 2:30 but at 1 today, right, Jason Guna? You know why? You know the deal. We had to start a little early today. Big up Sir Douglas in the building as well. All right, so I don't know if you are aware, but there is some breaking news from the Concacaf president, and I'm going to read it for you, so you can get a more fulsome understanding, and then you can give me your thoughts, and then we'll get into the point standing, the games that will be played. No, I think this is just so perfect that all of this is happening, especially as Coach Hal Grimson is here, that this opportunity is now available for us. Lots of football coming up for CONCACAF, and this is just good news, because many of us long desire that our national team be engaged in more football games. So if you don't have a visa or a green card, or you're not a citizen of the United States, you may want to look about those things, because you may not be able to see the Reggae Boys live, because you're gonna have to do a lot of travel in the States if you want to see them between now and the end of the World Cup in 2026. So let me share with you what is happening. It says CONMEBOL, which is, CONMEBOL is South America, the nations of South America, the 10 nations there. And CONCACAF is North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. CONCACAF, so CONMEBOL, South America, and CONCACAF, right? Or you can say the Americas and the Caribbean, all right? Sign a strategic agreement, national team competition in 2024, and a new club tournament. So there's a national team competition coming in 2024 and a new club tournament between CONMEBOL and CONCACAF. That's already good news. So it says CONMEBOL, CONMEBOL Men's Copa America will be played in the CONCACAF region and will include all 10 CONMEBOL national teams and 6 guest teams 2024. CONCACAF Women Gold Cup will include 8 CONCACAF women's national team and 4 CONMEBOL teams as guests. The Confederation will create a new competition that will include the participation of the best men's club, South America, and CONCACAF. CONMEBOL and CONCACAF have announced the signing of a strategic collaboration to strengthen and develop football in both regions. The agreement includes men's and women's national team competition and a new men's club tournament. So, as you know, there's going to be a Women's Gold Cup for the first time, and that Women's Gold Cup will include the top nations in South America, along with the top nations, the top 8 nations in CONCACAF, which will make it 12 teams. The next edition of the Gold Cup in 2024, the 2024 edition, remember they had it in 2022, there was none in 2023, there will be none in 2023. So in 2024, when you have what you call the Copa America, right, the Copa America will be the 10 South American teams and 6 teams from CONCACAF, which would make it now 16 teams. All right, so let's read. So CONMEBOL Copa America 2024 will be played in the United States. So the tournament will be played in the United States. Obviously, you know why, right? Because the World Cup in 2026 will be played in the United States. So Copa America has been moved from South America into North America. All right. Played in the United States in the summer of 2024 and will include 10 CONMEBOL teams and the 6 best CONCACAF teams as guests. The traditional CONMEBOL tournament will be co-organized by the federation. All right. So there you go. That's the first thing. Here's how it is going to work. The 6 CONCACAF nations will have the opportunity to qualify for this competition through the 2023 to 2024 CONCACAF Nations League. Therefore, Jamaica, because of where they are in the Nations League, are in pole position to qualify. And if we beat Mexico, we not only qualify for the Gold Cup, but guess what? Whoopsie doopsie, we would have qualified also for the 2024 Copa America in the United States. That will be good preparation as we are playing World Cup qualifying like shortly after that. Good preparation. You'd have the Gold Cup 1 year, and then you will have the Copa America, then the World Cup qualifiers, and you go right into the World Cup. So what that means is that from 2023 to 2026, you have a very active national team. Awesome stuff, right? So for CONMEBOL, this agreement will support its men's national teams in their preparation for the upcoming World Cup through an expanded Copa America featuring 6 elite CONCACAF teams organized in the region that will host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Similarly, right? So there you go. So similarly, this agreement will allow CONCACAF to provide more high quality competition for its men's national team over the next 2 years, including the conclusion of the 2022-2023 CONCACAF Nations League, the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup, and the 2023 to 2024 CONCACAF Nation League. All right. Right. So that is awesome, right? Yeah. It is Super Friday brain drain. Come on now, you should know that. Right. So Danica Knight is saying he's saying it is the 2023 to 2024 Nations League. All right, which means when this one finishes and the next one starts, that is the one that will, have you in it, the top 6 teams in that Nations League. Not this one right now, sorry, but the one that is to come, right? It says for the women's national teams, CONCACAF has invited, so now CONCACAF, so remember, Copa America is including CONCACAF nations. CONCACAF nations are including the nations of South America to play in the first edition of the Women's Gold Cup. All right. So here we go. Similarly, this agreement will allow CONCACAF to provide, well, for the women's national teams, CONCACAF has invited the top 4 CONMEBOL nation teams to participate in the 2024 CONCACAF Women Gold Cup. The inaugural edition of this 12-team tournament, which is a key part of CONCACAF's new women's national team ecosystem, will be played in the United States. United States getting a lot of football, I am telling you. So you'll have 8 CONCACAF nations and 4 just say South American nations, all right? So the 2 CONCACAF teams that will participate in the 2024 Summer Olympics, the United States and Jamaica or Canada. Because remember, Jamaica has 2 games to play against Canada. I believe, is it 2 or 1? I think it's 2-leg tie, maybe a 1-off playoff game. And the winner of that game will qualify for the Olympics. All right. So what they're saying is that here is what will happen, right? The United States and Jamaica or Canada will qualify directly for the 2024 CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup. So if Jamaica defeats Canada, we not only get into the Olympics, but we also qualify for the first edition of the Gold Cup with the United States. The other teams, 6 more teams will join, right? 6 other teams from CONCACAF will be in it, but the 2 teams that qualify for the Olympics go through automatically. All right? So, right. So, yeah. The remaining 6 CONCACAF teams will be determined through the 2023 road to the CONCACAF Gold Cup. So there will be a playoff to get there. All right. So you see that there is an expansion of the male side, and there is also an expansion on the female side in terms of football. I don't think this is only beneficial to the CONCACAF nations, but I also believe it is beneficial to the South Americans. I think Argentina and Brazil need to, and some of those other teams, the Colombians, I think this is good for them. When you see how world football is going, it will benefit the CONCACAF nation, but I think it will provide good benefit as well to the CONMEBOL nations. All right. So that's on the men's side, national level, the women's side, national level. All right. It goes on to say for the Women's Gold Cup, the 4 guest CONMEBOL teams that will participate have been determined based on the result of the 2022 Women's Copa America. Brazil were the champions, Colombia runner-up, Argentina third, and Paraguay fourth. Remember, Jamaica played Paraguay in 2 games here late last year. So those 4 teams have already qualified. The United States have already qualified. That is 5. And either Jamaica or Canada has already qualified for the Gold Cup. So only 6 other teams will come and join them for the inaugural CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup to be played in the United States. So much football. Now, the third aspect of this partnership, big up Blue Mountain. So we have a lot of Calabar colors today. I see your next Calabar color. Big up Blue Mountain. You understand me? Lots of greens. Jason with a green, Blue Mountain in green. Everything is all green, representing Calabar, I hope. Unless somebody else has something else to share. But CONMEBOL and CONCACAF will also organize, watch this, a centralized Final Four style club competition featuring the best clubs from the respective confederation. The 4 participating teams, right? 2 from each confed will qualify through existing CONMEBOL and CONCACAF club competition, and the 2 confederations are working toward the first edition of this tournament being played in 2024, right? So there is going to be, no, people, don't get this wrong. When they say from the territories, it doesn't mean that from 1st to 4th in Jamaica will qualify. No, obviously there will be a Caribbean playoff, and like what we have now, and then they will figure out a way to have 4, and there will be some competition against the say, for example, Corinthians or River Plate. I'm telling you, some of those top clubs in South America. You understand me? I think this will be a very, 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 very good thing. All right. So those are the 3 things that are happening as it relates to the partnership between CONCACAF and CONMEBOL. I think this should have happened a long time ago. I hope what this will do as well is that we see a greater movement of players across territories. All right, so let me get some of your comments. And thanks for all the comments, people. Thanks for the super sticker, the super chat. We still have 8 to go, right? Calabar has taken the lead. 2 greens so far. All right, so let's see. All right, big up Wayne Evans, Jason Goon, I think I did that. Christopher Wright, blessings. He says, if you make it will be matches of the highest level going into the World Cup qualifying, right? Jason says, I see the coach donning some of the new merch. Yeah, definitely he has some of the new merch. Big deal, so Jamaica will be in Copa America. I've been telling people. Okay, Christopher Wright says, big deal, and all we have to do is finish in the top 6 of the Nations League 2023-2024. Yep, that's it. Danica White, I think, corrected me. Big up Mr. Mullines himself. He looks like he's not busy because all the other team managers and coaches tell me, Mullines, man, it's going to be tough for me to come onto the show today because, the transfer deadline, and I'm trying to get transfers in and get transfers out. What's happening at Mullines, man? Ain't nothing going on, right? Yeah. All right. I think I answered that one already. Big up Noel Monfries. Big deal, and up. This one says, also, I think you have to be in Group A to finish. Top 6, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. And even if we lose to Mexico, I can be relegated from group. Yeah. So you have to be in Group A, obviously, to finish in the top 6. So, but it is not for this edition, because this edition, right now, if we beat Mexico, we go to the semifinals of the 2022-2023. I think Knight said it earlier, that the one that we are talking about to qualify for the Copa America, let's call it that, would be the one that begins in 2023 and ends in 2024. That is the one that you have to finish in the top 6. All right. Yeah. Oh, Blue Mountain just making it clear that he's not representing Calabar. He's representing the hills of Blue Mountain. Yeah. And Danica Knight is saying that they're going to use the Champions League to determine the top 4 teams from. Yeah, I believe that that's what they will do. All right. I digress for a moment. To strengthen our local JPL, we need to restructure as follows. Tier 1, JPL, equal 10 teams. Tier 2 equals 22 zones. Tier 3 equal 90 teams, 15 zones, island-wide. All right. Good plan. I think that is Eagle Republic. But reducing, my one issue is with that, I'm going to get back to the whole thing, but let me just answer this. My one issue is, if you had $10 billion, would you need to reduce it from 14 teams to 10 teams? The answer, if you had a $10 billion sponsor, all right, would you reduce it still from 14 teams to 10? I ask that question because one of the major factor as to why the suggestion has been made to reduce it to 10 teams is because the organizers believe that it is not, the economy cannot sustain 14 teams. I think the first resort should not be to reduce the team, but to find a way to get more resources. Because having 10 teams don't mean that it will be any better. Because they had less than 14 last season, and it was a still struggling league. And they had 12 and they were still struggling. The issue with the league is that it needs money. And I think we need to find creative ways of encouraging persons outside of the borders of Jamaica to invest heavily in our league by making it way more marketable. If the league were marketable, then I believe you'd get greater investment. And if you get greater investment, I think you can keep 14 teams or 12 teams, ideally. So I don't think there's no proof that if you had 10 teams, the league is going to be better financially. So I think the first thing we ought to do, this is just my opinion, is to see if we can find ways of generating, through making the league marketable, greater financial input in the league. So the league has to become marketable. It has to become marketable. It has to become more attractive. That includes the on and off the field stuff, the broadcast, the stadiums, those things. Make the league marketable, and I believe that more money will be poured into it. That's my thoughts. Jesus says, Chapperton Maroons versus Boca Juniors. I don't think they can, wicked one, Chris. I don't think they can call it the Copa Libertadores, though. Somebody who probably, know how the origin of the name Copa Libertadores can tell me, but I don't think they probably give it a new name. Yeah. Who is the new player? Who is the new player? Mullins to sign. Well, the Mullins man is affecting transfer requires money, my boss. Oh. Well, you probably would still be busy because you could be selling players as well. You're not just buying, but you could be selling. You understand me? You understand me? 10 teams. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Wicked Man. If they have 10 teams, they're going to cry. And then they're going to say, listen, it's going to be more sustainable if we have 8 teams. And then somebody is saying that the money is still not enough because the clubs are still struggling. Let's go down to 6 teams. Because if we only have 6 teams and let them play each other 4 times for the season, it's going, and then somebody going to come in and say, you know what, boy, we're not making no money. Let's bring it down to 4 teams. It can't be like that. Let's find a way to market it in such a way that we can get resources. The league must make itself way more marketable than it is. In other words, the same companies that sponsor the leagues, the MLS, and sponsor the EPL should look at our league and say, wow, that's good investment. Same way the Saudi Arabians and the Arabs are buying teams in the EPL, and the billionaires are buying teams in the EPL, and people want MLS franchises. We have to begin. Our league in Jamaica must be, and teams must be at a place where people are willing to buy them. I oftentimes says this, that one of the biggest issues is that most of our teams really don't own anything. They just have the name. Because the players will leave at the end of a transfer window. The place where they play is owned by the community. Very few of them have their own transportation. All right? So when you look at their assets and those things, there's not a lot of asset. Maybe some of them have an office and probably a clubhouse, probably a few. But very few of them have proper stadium for themselves. So when they value their club, right? When they value their club, like, what is the value? If I were to ask the Mullines man, what is the value of Mullines? Like, if I go to a billionaire to say, hey, listen, I have a club in Jamaica selling, and he says, what is the value of the club? I will say, hey, listen, if you give us 50 million Jamaican dollars, just as an hypothetically speaking, $50 million to a billionaire is like, that is not investment. That's like a donation. You want me to donate that to your club? You understand me? So I think that the value of the clubs need to be better. They have to own stuff, own land and stadiums and stuff. Because then they can use those things, I believe, to get loans. A lot of the big clubs operate not with their own money, but they operate on borrowed money. Borrowed money. I've been asked to pin the link, right? If you're pinning the link, I have to see you, because we don't want no, unless I know you from before, you understand me? We don't want any troublemakers on the show. So if I don't know you, you have to show yourself. You understand me? Remember, it's also Super Friday. So we ask you to hit the super stickers and hit the super chat. Go ahead and do that right now. Touch the like button as well. We don't even have 30 likes yet. We can do better, right? Let's get it up to at least 30 likes right now. So if you have not done that yet, let me give you a couple of minutes to do that. Big up the man out by Don't Be Holding. They call him Mr. Damian Hyatt. They're buying all the young players, They have Burkett. They have a couple of players from Clarendon College. I don't know what's going on at Don't Be Holding, They buy Tyrese Go from Mount Pleasant. Well, I don't know. They don't buy those players, but they are youth players going to Don't Be Holding. I don't know what is going on out there. Look like something is happening out in Don't Be Holding. Tell me about it, Mr. Damian Hyatt. keeper who was with the national team when we went to that Gold Cup finals. All right. So the link is now pinned for you to jump onto the stream and share your thoughts on what I'm saying. So let me get back to a couple of comments and then we're going to look at the standings and all of that. All right. So let me leave that. Eagle Republic says, Manins, I have always said that we need 10 teams in order to raise the quality of play in the league. 10 teams would force the players to raise their game. The end product will be more marketable. But what you'll find though is that even if you have 10 teams, for example, right now, the league is highly concentrated with teams from the corporate area. So you have 8 of those teams. It don't mean that the quality is going to be better because many players will not leave Hanover and go and play for the corporate era team. They will try to wait until their team get to the league. So there's no guarantee that the league is going to be better because there's no guarantee that if you remove the 120 players, that those 120 players from the 4 other teams are going to join any of the 10 teams in the league. They may stick to their clubs. So you will have the same clubs with the same players. So I don't know. I just think if more money was in the league, the players were being paid and the rewards were greater, then that would raise the standard. Because then I would see clubs getting players from Brazil and some of the players who have gone away. If you could pay some of the players who are on the fringes of teams, Jamaican players on the fringes of their team, if you could pay them 250,000 a month, they probably would be playing in the league. Some of them playing in the USL. Imagine if all of those players were playing in the league because money was in it. And then you get some other Caribbean, the top Caribbean talent. You're paying them 250,000 Jamaican dollars. The Trinis and the St. Lucians and the players from the Barbados or the Guyanese to come and play. You get some from Bolivia and from Ecuador to come and play. The league, I think, would run better. But there's no money. But we have, maybe I'm wrong, we have one more person. We have, I'm not going to call him no wicked man bro. I'm going to call him Chris. Go ahead.
I could wicked one, Chris. Other man is one.
Yeah, I am here, sir. What say you? Go ahead, talk to the people. Let them hear your thoughts on what I'm saying.
Brother, you see, all the way you say, connect. Eagle are champion. This 10 teams and really, bro. It can be said if you go down to, bro, remember saying that 2020 season, at 11, and then ball, so them not have enough. So, how far is 11 from 10? And then it go drop down back to 8. Then it go drop to 6 because them about so they don't have any money. I say this over military program. I said we have an influx of Eastern Caribbean players. Try to galvanize this sponsorship from these places. They're going to support their own because they don't. Right now, the league is seen as the big league in the region. Remember, we're ranked 13th in CONCACAF as a league, people. Seeing? Alright, watch it. They must say, the league not only. Alright, MLS was started in 96. Zine Mannings?
Yeah.
You see, by the year 2000, the MLS was in trouble, financial trouble, The league was about to go bankrupt. Over time, them start make the money. JPL combo in a 3 year. Them expect to make the money exactly
already.
a 3 year. MLS starting at 96, and that's a bigger market. And we have a smaller market, and we want to make the money in a 3 year. Honestly, me not really feel like say where Sir William say was after him for him own. I feel like the sponsor them have put the pressure because they want instant results, and that is what when we can't like about Jamaican private sector. They want results same time and want turn around for their money same speed. Them not use patience and for them discretion. Say okay, we're in for the long haul. Them just don't want to spend the money. Them want success right now. Them want to turn around right now.
Yeah, listen, you make some very important point. Really, really appreciate those thoughts. And I'm going to add a little bit to it. But first, listen, let me big up Troy Malcolm, the man from Rossies. Sir Troy, we need to line up something where you need to come and give the people some of the wonderful updates going down there at Rossies High School, how the ground has been broken and, how the construction is on its way, right? We're going to talk about that. But Brian says something also, Brian says, this new talk about team and money is on the back of the team failing to show for a game. The team in question has brought in an overseas coach, which means money isn't the problem.
Exactly.
Right. So the team, I can call the Chapperton Maroons team don't have a money problem. Let me say that. They don't have in other words, that there's no money problem. Mount Pleasant don't have a money problem. Like the truth is there are enough teams that don't have money problem. Mobile United,
Them none.
they have their own place and all of those things. These guys pay the coaches a whole lot. Harborview, these guys sell players, Cavaliers. These guys are Waterhouse. These guys have good backing and stuff. So majority of the team, I believe, are in a sustainable place. The issue is like what you are saying. If we can find sponsorship in the league, because you made a very good point, right? Recently, we had 11 teams, and it was terrible financially. And 11 is not far from 10. 11 is not far from 10. So, obviously, there is a deeper problem. But we have Siobhan Peart. Welcome to the show and good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? Brian says, I also think Mr. Williams' comments were unwarranted given his position. That's almost like the BOJ chairman saying all small banks need to close and allow the big banks alone to operate. Hey, that's a big point, Siobhan, what say you?
Yeah, one is man, and I guess you're hearing me clearly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm at work, so my service kind of poor. But yeah, like what the other panelist was saying, I agree with him 100%. But my thing with that, I don't feel as if enough is being done to try to generate funds in the JPL. And when I say generate funds, I'm talking about new funds. Because remember, the youths are the future, and in my opinion, I don't think enough is being done to grab the. Because remember, when you go to the games, you will see a few youths. However, it's mainly persons that were supporting football from 98 times. And to be realistic, those persons will go eventually, and then you will need more funds. And I don't think enough is being done to have like a more youthful presence at the game. So eventually, it will lose interest. Someone made a point recently, like why the Money Cup can attract so many school youths. The viewers and the fans are there because of the hype with the high school. There isn't much hype with the JPL right now. It's just the regulars, the communities, them alone. So I just think the JPL himself needs to do more. The clubs as well need to do more to gain funds.
Alright, we can counter the argument there.
Alright, go on.
You finish. Let him finish. You finish, Siobhan, because I want to make sure you finish.
Yeah, man.
I know you're okay. All right, go ahead.
All right.
No, man,
well,
I can stay on. No, me, I'm office alone, man. So I can stay on, man.
Okay.
Alright, I'm counter the argument there. So we need new funds in the stadium. Yes, that is true. But you do know that we are the league is getting a broader international audience. You know that, right? All right. Watch this. My ear George Davis said this multiple times on Sportsmax. You have people in Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados, Suriname. People that say, yo, a jungle on my side. Waterhouse, Cavalier. Brother, these people don't even know which part to find jungle, let alone ever come to Jamaica before. So we are Ghana fans now. But on the TV side, we just need to have more, as I say, youth and I say, which is true. Make it an experience. So, say a man can take him nephew, him son, or little cousin, and go watch a match over Arnett or over Tivoli or over Waterhouse. Make it be a family spectacle opposed to just being let's go watch some ball. You see me?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Let me say this,
Sorry,
Siobhan. Like there's two things I'll add, and I said, Coach Boris Johnson, big up yourself and AQ, Adrian. All right, two things I'll say, and I think you're gonna support part of your point and part of what Chris just said. So, the thing I'll say about schoolboy football is that What we see with KC and the JC and the elite schools fool us about schoolboy football. Schoolboy football is not highly supported. The elite schools are highly supported. There are schoolboy football match that you see a few kids in their uniform, even when it is played on the school compound. Them leave and go to them yard. So the point I'm making is that there's a certain level in schoolboy football that attract major like a major fan base where you have, like I said, when you get to the quarterfinals and semifinals. But there are certain places when you go and watch the games. I don't want to call any school name, all right? The attendance is poor. I'm telling you, I have seen it, especially in the rural areas. It's not, and again, remember how the rural areas are, and that is why ISA had to like reshape how they do the zones. So there was a time, for example, when like say like a Mannings would have to travel to Cornwall College to play a game. A lot of Manning kids would not go to that game on a Wednesday. So what you'd have is just the Cornwall College supporters, the kids from the school who are there. All right? So those factors, I think, fool us sometimes. Like schoolboy football is highly supported because the elite teams get the TV games, and when we see that, we see good support. All right, that's one thing. The other thing is, here's what I believe. I think could probably help to fix some of the issues, and Coach Barris is saying it. The teams are very community central. Like Arnett Gardens, it almost seemed like the footballer who is born in Arnett Gardens believe that this is his team. So you would not see like a Arnett Gardens with 11 players who are not from Arnett Gardens. You wouldn't see that with Tivoli. You would not see that with Waterhouse or Dumbeholden. I think the closest to that is Mount Pleasant, who on their roster has only one player from St. Anne. The point I'm making is that I think we need to shift to like the Mobile United and the Mount Pleasant kind of approach where the team.
So instead of it just being to a community, it's basically like a general area itself.
Yeah.
So like a Tivoli and Denhampton and a Arnett would have one team.
Like it's called West Kingston, like something like that.
United.
Yeah.
West Kingston United.
Yeah,
etc.
I see. Yeah.
No, we can't.
That's the thing, no, man. You remember? I don't remember once when I brought up the idea sometime ago pertaining to the franchise system.
We know
I got a lot
of.
I got a lot of slack for that. It's a person saying that can't work. You can't tell a man down on it, say you're not gonna use him team again. But what management saying it is true because management. How many? If you just imagine if you combine the support between a Tivoli, a Jungle, a Boystone in a one. When I match a player for them homegrown, pack. Because everybody are going to basically support the one team there. When I say you're going to get rid of the Arnett Garden, because that can be like a youth club. Just like in England, you have a whole heap of youth teams, management. Because I just want to do some research. There are youths, some of the top players in England, they don't play for the top youth clubs, the top clubs in England, for the Chelsea and the Arsenal and the City, them, you know. They play for some smaller teams and then they will recruit them to their academy after. So you can still have the Arnett, the Boystone and them team there. But on the Premier League level, you have one big community, one big era come together. That's just for general support itself.
Are you Shavan? But let's see what Shavan is saying because he I think he's objecting to the. I'm not asking for franchise, you know. But
no, it's not.
Ahead,
no,
Shavan.
Shavan made. I was the one who agreed with that management. Is the other guy that said something different that he wouldn't agree with it.
Alright, counter argument time, brother. Remember, you know, if you say you want Boystone on it, Tivoli for merch. Bear in mind, bro, these teams have history together. You cannot merge them. You have 5 titles between Arnett and Tivoli. You have the political side. Come on, that cannot work.
All right, but
And
don't
if
you
you
think
go,
that
hold
the
on, bro.
political side could be the problem?
I agree, you know. Even though that's something there, that politics something there is not as what it was back in a them time there. But a man from over again not going over on it. And if him go over there, him not go on stay. Him not go to Terry. Because you don't know what time it is, bro.
All right. I see some very interesting comments, but that let me just state them. But big up Christopher Wright, he gave us a super sticker as well, and Garnet Denton, thank you as well. Andre Armstrong says it's sports in general, right? In Jamaica, the public doesn't consume sport. Olympic and World Championship trials with Bolt, Blake, Asafa, Freighter, Nesta, Bailey Cole, Ashmead wasn't well attended. All right. So he's saying that sports is not really consumed in Jamaica. Even track and field that we have global superstar, Ilian and Shelley is running and the stadium is not packed. And a Diamond League circuit, if Ilian, Shelley and Sharika are in a race, tickets are sold out. In Jamaica, even when it is not on TV and people not going to see it, they're not going. So maybe the issue is that we're not a sports consuming culture. And probably don't matter whether we have 10 teams or 8 teams. It's not going to change because the people are not going to
Still not
support
gonna
it,
support.
which is going to make it unsustainable.
But man, I kind of have a counter to this, and some person might find it a bit problematic. You think it could be something with economic base because most of our persons who really support sports are persons who are not really in the upper class. So most times when most of these events are happening,
Or
it's
maybe those
during
who,
the
let's say it this way, those who attend sporting events.
events. Yeah, they're not from the upper class per se.
But maybe those who support it and give money to it are in the upper class. I don't know.
Yeah,
So maybe there's a
because remember, in a
distinction to
man
be
is
made.
man.
Yeah.
Because I always hear persons saying that in the US, when their child is like they look at what do they call it now? Look at kids games them on Saturdays. Those are well attended by the children's parents. But when I look at it in Jamaica, we don't have that luxury because parents have to be working on Saturdays. So our economy probably doesn't really allow for certain things. So
Yeah.
probably there really isn't a solution. Maybe as one of my guys said, probably if we try to focus on a more television, try to focus for the television. But again, me believe more is not done to get a youthful audience. That's just one of my belief. Because you can see changes have been made pertaining to even social media.
All right.
We all can
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
that has been made so far.
But
And I
two
think
big
you
points,
guys
Go ahead.
I think
Sorry.
you guys have made an impact on that to let them realize that hey, if we move to social media, we can get an audience. And that is true because when you look at the JPL now, they're streaming games on YouTube every now and then, and you'll see them have like 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 viewers, instead of the game I play and them only have like probably 100. So that is probably eyes for them as well. And most of those are persons who live overseas.
Yeah. Yeah. I like what Gina, I think Taper or Tapa is saying, although it's 1P. All right. So say you merge, it's not a franchise, but we're going to have a team in West Kingston. And you get the owners of the present club probably sit on one board. So it becomes one board. Say Boystone, Tivoli, and Arnett, one board. So suppose the value of those teams, they become shareholders in whatever the team is to create it. But Arnett Gardens is an academy, like Gina Tapa is saying. Tivoli still have an academy. So at the under 21 level, they can compete as Tivoli Gardens and Arnett Gardens. But even if one of those players, right, want to come into the academy, money is given to that. So the Tivoli Gardens Academy would still benefit financially. The Arnett Gardens Academy would
From the
still
West
benefit.
Kingston United franchise.
Yeah, but the West Kingston, whatever All-Star United,
Yeah.
whatever it is a team at the professional level that represent that geographical location. So the businesses or persons there, and then they probably can use the best stadium to facilitate the games and one of the other stadium for training purposes.
But something that I have always said, I think you've mentioned this many times, and a lot of persons, if I have a lot of persons said, it could be a situation where even, as I mentioned, you always mention City Stadium and Arsenal Stadium. It is owned. They sold their naming rights to someone.
Yeah.
So you could even have the Scotiabank Stadium in that particular vicinity.
Facts, big facts.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Up to this day, I don't understand like why would do even our national stadium, why don't really have like a naming right?
Yeah. You could call the stadium down there. You could change the name and call it the NCB Stadium.
Exactly.
NCB Stadium at Independence Park or something like that.
I heard somebody said something the other day on Ryan channel, and I think it's probably right. Probably Jamaican sports administrators, they haven't reached to the level where the world is at right now. Because if you look at where everybody is in the world, everybody are name out them. Because look in America, the Staples Center in LA, they said they name it the crypto arena now. So just imagine somebody with all
the problems with cryptocurrency, they probably will change.
No man, I think they paid off. I think they paid off all the money for the 10 years still for the arena.
That's sure that's a name that you want to have though.
but I get the main ideas. Those are things like those are some changes, and something we always say like we don't think it go work. No, but nobody in Jamaica believe nothing going to work until it actually happen and then see it work. And somebody made a valid point.
I like what Jason Guna says. He said he'd love to be at the meeting when the colors of the team is. No, but Jason, you know what is funny? Tivoli is in orange.
Tangerine, not do that. Tangerine.
It's tangerine.
So tangerine.
Tangerine is different from orange.
Yes.
The reason why them say tangerine because they don't want political connection.
I didn't know, sir.
Look here, no man.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't know. But
look here, no man.
Let's move away from that. But the whole idea of naming the stadium is a very, I think it's a very good idea. Then because now you'd have. Even the coaches could come together because one could be the one who does all the game analysis. One, you understand me? All of these things. Yeah. It would be a coming together of the leadership in the communities. I think
it could actually help. It could also help with the division in the community as well because you'll have the youths and from each part of the community separate. They literally would be friends now. On the football field, so you don't know it could bring unity as well.
Okay.
But people are saying, let me tell you this. The truth is, the Sabina Park was sold out, wasn't it, for the finals and I think for a couple of the playoff games. The point I'm making is that if the product is
attractive and hype,
right,
one thing
because entertainment was provided. So let me give you a good example. There are Monday night fixtures. What the JPL can do, for these Monday night fixtures is have an artist. You could even have an artist from the community. You don't have to get the big established ones because some of these artists support teams. They come from community. Beanie Man used to live in Waterhouse and me always talk about Craigtown because Black Roses and all of those things. So you have the different artists. You understand me? There are artists from Montego Bay that if Mobile United, they could say, listen, come and give you a 15-minute cameo. You don't have a song that you want to promote. Come over, man, and at halftime, you give us a 15-minute performance, and that become a part of the marketing of the thing.
Management. So the other day, I was on a show with Ryan when we were talking to Mr. Chung. Remember, I was saying earlier pertaining to probably the sport administrators, they don't understand like how the world is really going now pertaining to sports. I said that same exact thing to Mr. Chubb, but Mr. Chubb was saying something to the regard of nobody is really coming to a football game for watch a halftime show.
What? No, they're not coming to watch a halftime show.
Halftime show, no, but you can bring additional.
They're coming because they hear that Valiant gonna perform.
Exactly.
That I know. If you put up what is song name back of the class? Valiant.
Yeah.
Arnett Garden versus Tivoli in the jungle. You understand me? Valiant will be live, or Skeng will be live. You understand me? Bring the kids, because if you bring the kids from 3:00, we have merry-go-round and we have whatever activity for the kids.
I see. Go back to what I said earlier. Make it a family affair where man can bring them little cousins and them little brother them and watch a ball game. Opposed to just go watch a match.
Yeah. Listen, but AQ makes a point, because the truth is, the same people who we are talking about don't have money to go to football games. Them buy costumes to go to carnivals, and them go dream weekend. So when the thing is entertaining enough, they find the money to go.
Like they can even but management, they don't even have to go for entertainers, Some of the time you can even go to some of the popular the influencers that we have out here, and just have them hyping up a particular team. So even say popcorn. All right,
true. Jason said, what about inviting Grace Trillers? Maybe I should be saying that our papas are looted and stitching. You're right.
I'm surprised the money's man no Sking and Valley and them.
Yeah, exactly, man. I gonna lie. Management, just imagine you have like a team from St. Thomas with popcorn. I mean, popcorn have a big influence in St. Thomas.
Yeah, over there. Valley, what's his name? What the one called Bush Lord is a youth that used to go Iona. What? Yaxter. He's from St. Mary. He could come and
so you get persons from those. So the clubs from those regions can approach the particular representative.
All right. The next thing is that you merge some of this stuff. Carnival is coming up. You can imagine if the carnival people, make them normal. I don't want them have the group, the different. If those people come to the stadium to display their carnival costumes and sing. Yeah, a lot of men hear them think they just want to see the lady and display them. I tell you those things will make people come to the game. It's just some creativity in the marketing of the product.
All right, what
I had an idea the other day. Oh.
All right, man. Say, all right, watch this. Not even have to go so far. Remember, before match, tune play. After match, tune play. During the halftime breaks, tune play. Zin, book one of the hottest sound them in the country. If I even that, say, Shokla play ball now, so you can't even use him. So let's say Chromatic, in the jungle, I play music.
Brethren,
you have people who come out.
No, listen. You see, if you're doing that, you say halftime. We have a dub clash between. Say that Montego Bay. I don't know which sound they are Montego Bay. Say a sound is in Montego Bay. And you say, just come up, man, come spin some tune. Halftime support Mobile United because we're playing against Harborview. I asked the Harborview management, you can't get one of the, because remember, there's a sound system already at the venue. So they just come in to spin some tune. You just ask Harborview which selector you have. And you say, anybody will win this, them get, I don't know, the JPL give them some cash award. And them just spin some, all of those, because they know when a sound selector come in, he might carry more entourage. You understand me? They must pay coming. And so all of those things I think will add to the excitement in the league and make people start to watch the game. And then after that, you can all invite Cataract to come clash. With that. Wow. No man, this Brian put it up in a brain and turn it into a proper song. But yeah. Here Duckland says he go for the ladies and the soup. So we have Ryan joining. Right, let's see. What say you? You hear what we're talking about?
Yeah, this is all I want to bless up to all of the man. I'm Chevron. Big up Mannings, man. Big up to all of the people in the comment section. Boy, Mannings, when you don't invite most of them people, what the club are going to do for pay them? They might come free.
Right, and me and you know, say right, you go down a Rima and find a local artist and say, yo, say you have to come represent jungle cause say we have a halftime show and guess what? They want the junglist them to bring an artist cause we are play against Waterhouse and Waterhouse I bring them artists, Why you come do couple tune and represent the team, Make sure you do a song about Arnett God. You think say them man they glad for go a match we go talk about that.
But
We not
Mannings.
They might come, but they're going to bring people if they are not that have the action and pull the people. My thing is,
yeah.
I agree with everything on you said there, but boy, may I tell you, brother, until you get the football attractive, you bring out the people there. I remember when I was playing Boyston, like 700,000 people are watching football. What is it like? I'm see you going to a lot of JPL games. Is it they getting that pull from the supporter?
All right. So here's the thing, though. You know that I believe the football now is more attractive than back then.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, man, because the fields are better, Ryan, man, and you see a lot more
it's better.
organization, man. What I'll tell you is that
Ryan.
back then, the players, back then we had some exceptional talent in our league. Exceptional, but right
Ryan,
now in terms
not
of
only that.
the pace of the player, how the players are organized, all right.
How it is presented on TV.
Yeah, man, it look. You understand me? So I don't think people are saying that the football is worse now, so we're not watching it.
Yeah, Mannings.
See somebody who run a team here, right here, saying that, Mannings, the artists them need money. I remember asking an artist who was a past student of my college to perform, and she charged us an arm and 4 legs just to attend and sing 2 songs. Okay.
All right, Mannings. Mannings.
So right, the artists them want money as well.
With the man, them want money, Mannings, man. Nobody nah. I don't know, brother, but
Mannings, them days are gone. Them artists youth here, them not do music. Them do music business. Remember say I sound me place, so me have to deal with them.
what you say them do for?
The music business them do. Them not do music. The music business them do.
Brother, that's how the business gone now, brother. You think when you the man in them band, you can tell him say, boy, me that do free music down a boy stone and thing. Or even tell him pitney them. It's all about money right now. You get what I'm saying? It's all about money, Bridget. But I think we need to you see these academy Mannings, man. I think by the next 10 years from now, football will be better with it. All of these academy and you start to train more often and stuff. That's when I think our players them going to come more better. Because we naturally have the talent. But if we have all of these things, what we talking about? Let's see now that country bring out too much entertainment unless a final article. I think the football needs to come up back to the level because once upon a time when I watch a JPL, bro, I don't want to miss no game, man. School for go watch Premier League game. When you have the whole of the players, them marketable, them time the Premier League, my Red Stripe Premier League, have the players them name for the water backer, the coach and everybody. You get to me, I say, Ryan never. I think we have good quality player, but Boyston always have good field, Sporting always have good field, Arnett always have good field, Waterhouse always have good field, Portmore usual, Ferdinand Park never bad, Aberview have good field. So field was always there. You understand? I remember we never trained for Arnett field. We never trained on a Boyston field we have much field different from training pitch. Same thing with Tivoli train over there. School compound.
Yeah.
We always have good facility, but not much. Good field. You understand? But I think with all of these things, it will cost a company or whoever run the JPL for bring out artists every week. No.
No, man. We are saying for the big Monday night fixtures that they're advertising and promoting.
So no more artists now come on them game back again. Like one time when
that's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying that because all right. So what used to happen is like, remember now we know the whole marketing has gone over to the JPL, the professional football thing, not the clubs. For example, when Mount Pleasant started doing their thing. Mount Pleasant used to have dance competition at halftime and have a lot of giveaways and what this art Shakespeare, all different kind of artists from Senton would perform and all of those things because you're normally at the games. So they say, yo, because the artists also need promos. So the artists have a song coming out. They want to come and promote the song. So they come and do a one song and they have some people dance. Those things don't happen again because the JPL really put on the league, basically.
Yeah. Right. Monday night football was the best, brother. When I
Lots
know
of entertainment.
you
Yeah.
have that atmosphere, it still have that atmosphere. Waterhouse at the home, I tell you, say. Them time the Monday night and Monday night, bridging up at the jungle that over firehouse, stuffy and this. You remember
Like
them
2013, them time there.
Tribe do a great job, brother.
Yeah,
But
because
remember,
Red Stripe used to go through the stands with them red stripe and all of them thing there. People give away the bucket thing they used to give. So there was a lot of stuff happening.
So that
remember, bro.
That's
Red
not
Stripe
happening
was
again, man.
The Red Stripe or the title sponsor. Their objective is to sell beer.
ball and goal from half time.
All those things, that's what I'm saying to you, like those things. Kickball and a goal from halftime, penalty shoot out. Those things don't happen. I went like to Draxal and I win things because them say who can score from half line. Those things don't happen again.
I remember them times, so probably the PO the boss, Chris William need to go back to the drawing board and look at what the work mix Monday night football with Stripe, Monday night football at successful.
Yeah. Yeah, what you were saying, Chris, you were saying something.
No, man, say remember, the objective of Red Stripe sponsor in the league at that point in time was to sell their product. Remember, at not it na name Jamaica Premier League, they are Red Stripe Premier League with PFJL are running it, It just named Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. So nobody not really have the urge to say, all right, man, go sell my product or push my product or do some marketing where I can get my product out there more or whatever the case may be. So that and remember, those companies have years of experience in marketing and product selling, opposed to the PFJL will just come out. So them will learn as them go along.
Yeah. But I say, yeah, gate receipts are important for that aspect, yes. And people have to start paying to come into the game, because that is the next thing, man. Some of the people them got a $500 to go in and them got the gate with $250. Those things cannot work. Yeah. You have to, you understand?
Everybody I say, yo, I come from the community, how me have to pay. No. Them thing they use a lot, man. Boys don't put police and bad man. I say, yo, the police they start paying them money, brother. People that take out $500 now got a game, brother.
Yeah.
$100 support the community team, brother. That's how the football now do, brother.
So what about the idea, Ryan, are having one team and call it West Kingston? West Kingston. You said that now work?
No.
Bro, we must have a three historic team there, right? They say, a years that I rivalry that that can't happen, bro. Maybe the smaller team like Alman Town and them side they can do that. We don't really have not success like that. But big team will have years of success. No, that's not possible, bro.
Maybe Boys Town now go and merge, but because Boys Town have whole history and cricket and all different kind of sports and things.
Exactly, bro.
Call it,
not
yeah.
possible.
Unseen, welcome to the show, man. Where you going with?
I'm here, I just come from PE class, kind of like tired, but we have to keep the work going.
What PE stand for? Pure idiot?
No, physical education.
Okay. But you're hearing the discussion. What are your thoughts?
I like the giant thing with CONMEBOL and Concacaf. I think it will help to improve football, and it's going to be difficult for Jamaican clubs though to be a part of the club one, You have to really play, so start to get your football better. You understand me?
Yeah.
But it is a big thing, and I think if you are Jamaican and you want to be a part of the big thing, um, well, you have to start to put in the work, or the infrastructures need to start to put in. And I think a Mount Pleasant, a Harborview, a Arnett, a Cavaliers, those big teams, if you know they can look towards that for the future management and aim for that. You know, that's where people will see them now as big teams. Understand, management? So
Yeah.
the level of thinking now is supposed to be towards that management, I think, by 2024.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good thing. I like it. You understand me? I think it will help CONMEBOL and it will help Concacaf. But this evening, what we're going to do, because we're going to have the General Secretary for the CFU, Kamara David, on at 6:30 for around an hour. And so he's going to talk more about it. So we're going to keep it right there. But today is also a day when a lot of transfer going on in the league. I mean, what are you hearing out there? A lot of the people are busy. There's a management. We can't come on the show today because transfer. They're running up and down. Yeah.
So I've heard that Fletcher is going back to Waterhouse.
Yeah, Andre Fletcher. Yeah.
Yes, and there's a player from Mullines who when is at Veer now.
Yeah, come on, Phillips.
Right. Those are the one that I see. Everybody know that Atafari by way at Mount Pleasant. Nikhil Daly is at Mount Pleasant. Yeah.
I think there are a couple other players from Mount Pleasant that they have sent out on loan and they have also moved as well. Somebody says Jamaica versus Brazil. Who will support?
That would be a good game in the one, man.
No, it could be. You can imagine Jamaica play against Argentina and Messi is playing. Who the Jamaicans will support this time around? But go, Brian, welcome to the show.
These Jamaicans support the overseas team over their own country.
I don't know about that.
I'm
Brian,
telling you.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show, Brian. And in the meantime, I'll bring up the points table so the people them can see what's going on in the top six. You there, Brian? Big up, Alex. Thanks for joining as usual. Remember, it is Super Friday as well, people. So thanks for all the persons who have so far contributed by giving a super stick and a super chat. So as you feel led to go ahead and support the channel on this Super Friday, we have around 43 more minutes for the conclusion of this show, and then we'll be back at 6:30 for that interview with Kamara David. All right, but there's a couple of players that have been, like Tyrese Gow has been playing for Dunby Hall, and he played for Mount Pleasant last season as well.
Is he alone?
I don't know. Remember, they are youth players, so I don't know if that means that. Because with youth players, they don't get loaned. They can just go to whatever club they want. Isn't that how it works?
I don't know.
Isn't that how it works?
Brian.
I think that is how it works. And I know that I have heard, I wanted to ask Brian because I heard that Makwan Aldridge is also moving from Mullines. And he could be heading to Dunby Hall then. I don't know if it is true. But I heard from our sources out there in Dunby Hall and that Makwan is with them now. So I'd love to hear from Brian about that. That's a problem. I think some of these young players, I don't know, like they're getting promises for stuff and leaving. I think, Brian, are you there?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I took a call a while ago.
Not a problem, man. I don't know if you want me because I heard some rumors about your club. I'm getting a feedback. Where is it from? Is it you? You're listening? So
yeah, but I don't know if it's me getting the feedback.
Okay. I don't hear it now. Yeah. But I hear some rumors about your club, so I don't know if you can confirm, deny, or not answer. I heard that Kemoy Phillips has moved from Mullines to Veer. He was a former Mullines player. And that I heard from our sources.
Yeah, that's correct. He moved.
Oh, that is correct. And we received some information from our sources out in Dumbeholden that the former JC player Makwan Aldridge is now a part of their sheepfold.
Well, as at this date, he's still a Lions player. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Unless they know something I don't.
Okay, all right. That's what we're told. And on that note, let me ask you. I mean, is you think there should be something in place in terms of the youth players just moving? I think this is unprecedented that the youth players are just moving from club to club to club to club. So many movement of them because they can do it without any restriction. Should it continue this way, or should something be done to alleviate all of this movement?
To be honest, I mean, I don't know what can be done because I think the regulations that are in place now is there. I think sometimes it benefits some club more than others, but I mean, in a selfish way, yeah, I wish there was something that could have been done to prevent it, because sometimes you tend to lose your younger players. But I think it goes with the football. I think it's something that is just a part of the sport, and you have to just live and work with. And I think it allows, or it places more emphasis on the clubs to try their best um to keep the youth players there, or. But I mean, it may benefit you today and tomorrow it may not benefit you. So I'm not too keen on it. I mean, players will come, players will go, whether they're youth or adults. I mean, at the end of the day, you see it in global football where players just force their way out of moves, out of certain clubs, and it's just the business. So I mean, when one player goes, it's an opportunity for another player to get a chance to prove himself and to market themselves in the league. So um, yeah, I mean, in a sense, I have a little problem, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't know what more else can be done to stop the
Or, or,
players from moving.
or should clubs um take the step of minimizing the amount of youth they have in their full squad?
No, I don't think that's the option. I mean, you can only use five amateur players in a particular game day, so it's just a matter of you rotating them well and doing what you can to keep them happy and to keep them interested. But I mean, the truth is, a lot of the young players who leave high schools don't want to sign professional contracts because they want to keep an avenue open so that they can go to college, or so that they can transfer to a club if something comes up for them without any much problems really. Um, and so from their aspect, they always want to keep the option open. I think it will become a bit difficult when the clubs try to force the kids to sign contract, because I mean, some of them may sign contract and it may never work out for them, while some of them may get to go to school overseas, or they may get to go overseas and then find other means. I know of a player, a friend of mine, who went overseas on a football scholarship to a college and ended up becoming an international cricket player for the United States. So, um, sometimes you don't really want to take away that option. And then you have kids who genuinely want to go to college or want to secure an education, and you don't want to put them in a position where they have to choose between playing football and a professional contract for a salary that is not competitive in terms of global football, as opposed to getting an opportunity to go overseas and get themselves an education. So I don't think it's a position you want to put the players in, but I understand the club's perspective though, because oftentimes you spend a lot of money on these players and you invest in them, and sometimes you don't get a return on your investment, or sometimes they leave and go to other clubs who end up benefiting. But
Yeah,
I think you will. I think if the player is your player from a youth age, probably like 15 till he's 20, 19, 20. If he goes to another club and he's able to transfer them, you'll be able to benefit from a training compensation and a solidarity payments. I think the advent of the JFF Connect system will allow more clubs to be in a better position to claim those rights, because what it does, it creates a footballing footprint for players. So once you play for one club, once you move, it tracks the movement. So when a player is going overseas, they'll get what is called a player passport, which outlines all the clubs that they have played for at various stages. So it makes life a little bit easier for you to be able to claim those benefits in that regard.
All right. Let me say it this way, right? And I hear you. I hear you. I agree with that. But say you have a under 14 team. You have a player there, and you know how our country is. A lot of times these kids are going through difficulties, hard times, hardship. So you help him to go to school and all of that, and you know he comes through at under 16, and you help them with, because a lot of clubs do that now. They help the kids with books and bags and all of that because the kid is at their school, right? At 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 18, when the player comes into his, or 17, he comes into his prime, he just ups and go. For 5 years, you basically was taking care of this kid. And they move to a club in Jamaica, They don't necessarily go on to go to a professional club where you get the solidarity payment. That's a tough investment for a lot of clubs. And I think that is where they're having the issue. Like, they believe that they spend so much money in the early years of the kids' life, and then once the kids get into stardom, say, oh, me now play no D1, a Premier League, me want go play, and you can't, they can't be stopped. So that's why I'm asking the question.
Well, in that regard, the money, you have to look on it two ways. One, if you are, so it is two aspects. One, are you helping this player because you think helping him is the best thing for him, or are you helping him to get a return on your investment?
Well,
I think
what I'm
that's where
saying,
that I
you're
think that's where the
helping him.
problem comes about,
Well, you're
because if
helping the
you are
player
helping
because the
him,
player is a part of your club. Because if the player was not a part of your club, you probably would not know the player to help the player.
yeah, that's true. But I'm saying it's all a part of the risk that comes with with helping young players. So is it that you're going to decide that I'm not going to help them and I'm going to just let them fall by the wayside, or I'm going to help them with the hope
Yeah,
that they will one
yeah,
day remember the help that you
yeah, man.
gave to
I
them?
hear, I hear you, But here's the thing: there's a next club who was allowing him to fall on the wayside. You help him, but when he gets to 18, because that club is doing well in the Premier League, he goes to that club.
That's just a part of the business,
Okay,
and
all
it's
right, all
something that
right.
you have to accept.
Let,
It's difficult, but I
let me
mean,
hear from Mancini and Wicked Man Chris, and then so Fabiki Farkison, I think he's also going to Molines on loan from Mount Pleasant as
no,
well.
he's gone to Veer.
Veer, right? Kemai Phillips, like we told you, he's gone to Veer as well. Veer also has Paul Young as assistant coach, Linval Dixon. Um, Lynch, the JC player, I think he is moving from Chapperton Maroons to Harborview as well. So those are some of the transfer. But Chris, what do you think about this youth thing now?
Um, for me personally, I can understand why the youth them no want sign a serious contract. For say they don't want to forego their college eligibility. But at the end of the day, bro, is either you go play serious ball or you want to play college ball. And at this level, is a professional level. So is either you have to allow it. You can't just move up and down just because you want to get enough screen time for say you want people to see you to get a college scholarship. If the colleges wanted to see, they would be watching your school games opposed to be watching a professional league. Am I right or am I right?
I don't agree with that, I don't. I think that aspect is kind of skewed, because um there are players who play professional football who, when they are not getting what they think they deserve, they want to leave as well. So, I mean, and I think the players aren't doing anything wrong. You know, the league and the organization is affording them the right to do that, and they are exercising that right. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Never, I don't know, see, but that is my view because let's be honest. If you check the grand scheme of football, I just read American system. You go go college now. If you check the grand scheme of things, everywhere in the world, you play professional football to get a professional contract. If if college teams were scouting you, they would be watching your school games, not a professional league. A high school college really recruit from me, bro. And I maybe if they want to bring in a player from England, they would recruit from in the academy system. We don't have an academy system. So
Yeah, but on the other hand, you know, there are a lot of kids who play schoolboy football out here whose schools never get highlighted on the TV. So their only other means is to play in the JPL because far and large
Hold on, the
a lot
unseen.
more teams
Hold on,
in the
Brian. Just
JPL.
hold a point a little because unseen has to leave, and I just want him to make his final point before he goes, and then I come back to you because he has to leave. Go ahead, unseen. What say you on this topic, and then you can run off to football training.
All right, so we have to understand as a country, as football pundits, that not all of these top players in the school league wants to continue football. They prefer to get their education, and anything after that, they will take it if football carry them, to that extreme. And some of these youths, they have it hard, they have it so hard that they get the opportunity to go overseas in the college system and to see new people and create a lot of things and a lot of linkages and stuff. So we have to understand what they are thinking, management and persons on the panel and in the comment section, that they are looking on that choice. Try to go pro. You from Jamaica, it's like it's hard. It's not so easy. You have to be like a top player. Sometimes it don't work out that way. When you go college and you study your education, if you don't even make it out in the football world, you can bounce back on your education, right, man?
Yeah. But
Bounce back on your education.
I understand that, and I'm not telling them that they shouldn't go to college and all of that. What I'm saying though, it can be very difficult. Say I have a Division One team, and I pick up players who when they go, some of them would have even gone to the tryout for the Premier League team in the parish. They didn't make it, right? The club would not help them. So I help them because they need help. They say, listen, we're coming to play for your club. And I say, all right, say, come and play for my club. I realize that they have a struggle going to school, and I help them. I'm saying that I help them because, one, I want to help them because they are young people. But if I did not have the team and they were not a part of it, I would not have just gone out and probably just helped them. The reason why I help them is because they're a part of the team. Now, my team may not get to go to the Premier League. So that player gets to 18 now, right? When, if they stay with me until I'm 19, until they're 19, I could sell them to that same Premier League team and maybe get back $10,000 as an example. But the player knows that he can move for free. So he ups and he goes, and there's no benefit to me. All right? There's no benefit. And I think it can affect clubs because the clubs that are not in the Premier League, they normally have a lot of these players who are in high schools, who they are helping to send to school. And a lot of these players end up leaving these clubs when a lot of resources have been spent on them. And those clubs don't get back nothing in return.
all right.
Nothing. Is that,
And that's what I'm saying. That is all I'm saying is that there has to be some sort of, and I don't want it to work against the players. I don't want it to work against the players where people are tying them down and they're signing contract. But a lot of people are burned because especially in Jamaica, I find this, is not like they play at Chelsea Academy, because these are not academies. In Jamaica in particular, a lot of players just get up and leave because a next man said to him, yo, don't worry yourself, brother. Them and them
Money's
knowledge,
man.
me can give you, me can squeeze you. I know you're not supposed to get no money, but we can
Don't
squeeze
shut
you.
your thing.
Yeah.
Money's man. One last thing before we leave. So we know about that, all right? So in a sense catching, certain clubs couldn't sell players to Premier League team. So them have to
Unseen.
move from
Unseen. Careful of what you say, though. I don't want to
No, man, me
incriminate
not call
yourself.
nobody name. Me not call nobody name. Just call St. Catherine.
All right.
Not call nobody name. Me not call nobody name. So in St. Catherine,
Where's a Miss Catherine? Where's a Miss Catherine or
in,
St. Catherine?
in St. Catherine,
Oh, in St.
parish
Catherine.
of St. Catherine.
Oh, me just want to make sure.
Last couple of years, like smaller clubs couldn't sell players to Premier League team. So like they would have to send them to a Super League club. Then the Super League club sell them. And then the smaller club, they get. I don't know if they get any money, but sometimes they don't get none, and sometimes they might get a little thing. You understand me? So that was also some big problem, some big joke thing that one.
All right, watch this.
Money's my guy.
Yeah, man. All right, Unseen. Respect. Bless up, man.
Money, watch this.
All right, let's go ahead, Chris, and then we hear from Siobhan, because he probably would have been listening. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. I always tell people, Ramon Owell and Kenry Owell, them live close to me. But play ball with them, man. When me I play under 17, in our under 17 team for my little community, we'd have a player from St. Kitts. With Ramon Owell and Kenry Owell wanted to play for us while they were at Waterhouse. Waterhouse tell we them want 26,000 per player. We have, I think we'd have, and this at that time we would have played D1 in a St. Catherine. And we'd have our next player where come from up at Kenry and Ramon Owell them side. And for him, team did want $10,000 because he was a youth player under 17. So,
but they're not supposed to collect any money for them, though.
Money in Jamaica, this.
No, but no, maybe because no. What I'm saying is that maybe because your club did not know the rule.
No, this was like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, but the rule wasn't the rule still there?
Make it even worse. 10 years ago, make it even worse.
10 years ago, like a youth player could just move. Him didn't even need a transfer. Him just go play for your next club and you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, because you never need no transfer, because you never sign no contract.
But I'm saying maybe your club did not know the rule.
The man them said them want 10 grand for him as a under 17 player for play in the D1 team for my community. See, and a player where they are Brian club right now, we live in our community where we go to school with. In older than me, but I'm a virgin just to see him. When he was at Royal League said they want a piece of food for him just to see him.
But I am saying that, Chris, that sound like that happened to you because you did not know the rule. Because I have all right. So I remember I had some players, right? They were young. I mean, when we bring like equipment from the States, would come down, meet with them, all of these things. So we're doing a lot of stuff for them. All right. Now, an academy took a lot of these players. There was nothing. So everything that he had done, it never really mattered because you were trying to just help people. All right. And while I agree, like B. Douglas is saying that we should look out for the kids, them best interest. Here's my point. And I agree with that. The teams in the Premier League don't go and find these players and look out for them. They don't. Not all of them. They are not looking out to help players. The people who look out for the players in the community and help them, oftentimes, when the players get to a certain age, they say they don't want to play for their community teams anymore. Because the community team probably in D1 or D2, they want to play in the Premier League. Now, I think maybe there can be an arrangement with some of these Premier League clubs because of the kind of just to help the clubs be sustainably, the smaller clubs. I don't know. I'm just putting out ideas. Maybe it's all wrong, but it's very difficult. While I don't want the players to be restricted, I don't want them to be restricted, but it is highly unfair for the smaller clubs because they're basically sending kids to school. So when they get to age, the big clubs take them and gone. That is what is happening. So what is happening is that the people with the least amount of money are helping the kids to complete school. When they complete school, the people with all the money take them. That is how I see it.
So
What say you?
What you just said, man, is man, it brought an idea.
We're not
to
hearing you,
me.
Shavan.
Wait, you hear me now?
Go ahead, Chris, because we're not hearing Shavan.
You hear me now?
May I hear him, no man?
You hearing him?
Yeah, may I hear him.
So me
Brian,
not
you
hear.
hear me?
Oh, I hear you now.
Oh yeah. What you say about the man is man, it brought an idea to me just now. Pertaining to like a Waterhouse, well, a JPL team could help the smaller teams, the smaller clubs within that particular region to help them produce the players. Them. Casafa's role is similar to that basically, right? So they'll get funding, and then they would then have them sent out. Then they would distribute the funding towards the smaller clubs to help them produce, right? That's their that's one of their purposes, right?
I don't know, you know. Maybe Brian, who is a part of Casafa, can explain that.
I don't know if I understand what you're saying.
All right, what I'm just saying is, does
Casafa on a
Casafa
whole
support
cannot
the
do
smaller
that because
clubs?
Casafa is a yeah, but them cannot. I understand what you say, but all you say it can't really work that way there. Because Casafa is a governing body, you know, for all clubs, so they must represent the big clubs too, or the perceived big clubs. so I don't think the body can do that.
Understood. Because my idea is just thinking about ways that we can help smaller teams. Because as Chris said, a lot of clubs itself suffer because of that, because the big clubs eventually will take all of their players. And a lot of times the smaller clubs get nothing at all out of it. Am I wrong, man? We know a lot of community teams out there where struggle right now, and they may have produced one or three top talents, even national players.
Yeah. All right. Let me give you a good example. A lot of the players who play, what's the name of I always forget his name. Somebody just tell me he's from down by South Side, down them side. What the primary school will always win everything down there. A Holy Family, down the side there.
Yeah, man, Holy Family.
He used to coach them. Big coach, man. He always good youth coach. A lot of the youths who end up like playing for Tivoli come from that community.
Oh, you mean Mr. Burnett?
Burnett, yeah.
Christopher Burnett, yeah, man, he passed.
Christopher Burnett, that has passed. Like, the clubs in that community, you know, have not benefited, you know, from the Christopher Jackson. A lot of those players, you know.
Even Teddy,
a lot of them come from there. And end up playing for Tivoli, go on and make a lot. You understand me? But how does that club in that community benefit from doing that?
All right, man. I know there is a rule pertaining to like a
Shavan, we're not hearing you.
it's in service gone.
So TikTok, that's what I'm saying. TikTok, they don't. So TikTok is saying, I thought Jamaican clubs were required to pay each other for the talent that they produce. No, there's none. That's what I'm saying. That there's nothing in the rule to govern that.
Man, remember, you know, when the season done as well, you know, and them everybody in them preseason, all these clubs have open trials.
All right, Brian has to leave. So big up, Brian. Bless up yourself.
Yeah, no man, I believe in Charlie. If you're back when I'm finished, I'll join. If
Yeah,
you're still on and I'm finished,
yeah, go and end at 3. You know, so
okay.
yeah. But anything you want to say before you go, and then because Chris can talk after here. Yeah.
No, people come out and support the JPL Monday
Yeah.
night.
Where are
4
you
games
playing
will be
and
there.
where are you playing and who you playing?
I'm playing Cavalier at JC Monday at 5.
Monday at 5. Okay, all right then. Yeah, man. All right, cool. Bless up.
Sorry about that, guys. I got a call a while ago, knock me out.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying no. Honest man, you know more than me in this regard. There is when players are usually transferred, there is usually like a development fee that is attached. Correct?
So if for example, so what normally happens, because you remember I did an interview with Carlton Spanner Dennis, and he spoke about Javian Brown and Tyreek McGee. All of those players are Santos players, but they get transferred from Harborview. And he said up to the point when I did the interview with him, he had not gotten any money for them. But they were at Santos because really and truly, when they left Santos and went to Harborview, no money was paid. But Santos don't get any money. It is Harborview that the money is paid to, and Harborview at some point supposed to pay it over to Santos.
So
I think
there's
that
the
is what
this
he said in the interview.
there's the disconnect then.
Yeah.
Cause maybe that's one of the reasons why Mr. Chung was so adamant on the proper registration of players so that the players can have a database to know that hey, where was this player first initially? Because that would have been the
Exactly.
player's
So FIFA can
development.
know exactly. FIFA will know who and who's supposed to get money from any player sale. But Shavan, you know that though. Here's the other problem though. Suppose Mount Pleasant buy a player for Mount Pleasant bought some players, you know, like I'll play a million, $750,000 million. You know, they don't apply the developmental, the training compensation.
Why not?
That is the issue. It seems like they only apply it on international transfers, which I don't agree with.
I thought that would have been like whenever whatever transfer happened for that particular player, the training.
What I'm saying, I think that is how it should be, but that is not how it is.
I think there's a big disconnect with our football. Again, it could be just a money situation because, as we say, those players were transferred from a particular club to another. But the club that really built the players never got anything. Maybe a situation where maybe some clubs probably don't want that because they don't want to share the spoils when a player is transferred.
Yeah. See, Chris.
All right, so Bibi. Was Bibi always at Harborview?
Can't
Yeah,
tell you.
Bibi is a Harborview player.
No, was it always? Was he like?
Yeah. He's Harborview born and bred.
All right. One moment.
Yeah,
Then.
but I know that a lot of players, because you know, if for the people from Concacaf, you know, they always say Santos develop a lot of players. When those players end up, like I said, going away, because Santos is the same thing. They develop the players, but Santos have not played in the Premier League. So you know what happened? The players end up moving from Santos most times to Harborview. They spend all 5 years at Harborview and then they move. So they leave Santos at 17 to play for Harborview. They end up being 22. And at 22, they are sold.
There is no trickle down for Santos.
There is no trickle down effect. So TikTok is saying that we should start requiring that more people would help players. Santos probably did not register their players. I think that is why now, Shaban, you were saying it.
Yeah, Mr. Chung had mentioned it that every player know, every club know they have to go to a particular database.
Yeah,
so
you have to register
has access to it.
Yeah.
So those are some good things that are happening, and it can probably help the smart. As I said, man, growing up, a lot of players, a lot of players never play for any like the top clubs in Jamaica. They played for a community because when I was playing under 13, as you know, my time, the biggest youth club in Jamaica at that time was Medieval. When Wagga was here,
Yeah. Like
Medieval.
listen, Medieval not get no money for the players them way. After them leave Medieval and go to some other club. Because like, sorry, let me sorry.
Dada,
Dada
say
get
Dada.
Dada transfer.
Look on Dada.
Dada.
biggest
Dada,
biggest transfer that.
Dada grew up a Medieval. Capo, Hicklin. All of those players are Medieval players, you know. And
Dada
many more.
Manins Dada got Tivoli. They get a contract at Preston. Maybe if you get no money from the Preston move,
But
I know.
that's
So
what
now
I'm saying to you.
but man is man. But man is man. Think about it. Or are we even sure that the persons in charge of Medieval even know about those particulars?
Well, that is the next thing. Maybe
That's
people
what I'm
never know
saying.
about
A
the
lot
training
of
compensation.
yeah, a lot of remember I was saying it earlier now, a lot of the football administrators them, they're not fully intrigued, they're not fully into the information as to know what really happens.
Yeah,
Because
they're
I
not
watched
fully
a
informed.
documentary one time
Yeah.
to explain how a transfer actually happened. Believe me, a transfer is not as simple as it seems. The amount of things has to be signed, player rights, all of those things has to be
You know
agreed
what?
on in a
I
particular
am going
transfer
to
and a contract
ask.
is signed.
All right, Freddie Butler played for Port Royal. All right, he got transferred from a Guadeloupe team, a team in Guadeloupe. He played for Port Royal Harborview, a team in Guadeloupe, and then he went to France to play for Brest. I'm going to find out from him if when he got transferred, if Port Royal got any money. Highly unlikely.
And that so like that was before the internet age.
Yeah, highly
But
unlikely.
management, that
And that is
training
why
rule.
people are,
Hold on, but
that is why
management.
people are saying though. Sorry, that is why people are saying that if Whisper get transfer, Harborview is going to get money out of it.
Oh, are we so sure?
He has to because
You
the
ask,
training.
But hold on,
Harborview have that set
hold
up.
on. But hold on there. Is Whisper getting transferred?
It's a hypothetical situation.
If he get transferred at some point.
No,
If.
no. I mean. Oh, I mean, like if let's say he signed a contract, no, because Phoenix
No,
is
not
not really
even
a
now.
club.
Even 3 years from now.
Oh, 3 years from now.
Yeah, it don't
Will
matter
Harborview
when.
be compensated?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Cause you know the different my little booby now, man. So either way, they will get a piece of the pie. The bigger share will go to Butler,
But as a
piece of it
management
as
say,
well.
we're not sure if in Jamaica that rule applies.
No,
No,
man, it happens.
brother. Embassy is an international transfer, you know, and he's
Yeah.
No. What I mean is
as
that
them father say, he's still registered at the club in
at
terms of
Harborview.
as a little juvenile same way. And these European clubs tend to pay the the club them. Is it me say, bro?
Yeah, I understand that. Well, but so why the situation there where as well something where I say the club from where Jermaine come from, why they didn't get any interest? Look on Damian Lowe now. I think Damian Lowe was playing for which club did he play for? No man, I don't think he started at Rockford. Yeah.
Then.
Kwame said that Harborview not get anything for his. Trust me, if any club is going to get anything, it's going to be Harborview. I am telling you. Those guys
and Portmore have that type of setup.
Yeah, they have a very good legal team and setting there. Trust me, Kwame. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So like Damian Lowe will get transferred recently. Is Rockford going to benefit from that?
Huh?
Damian
No, man,
Lowe
because remember, Damian, it's your original transfer. So
original
you'd
transfer.
have, yeah. In other words, when he left out of college and made the move, they would have gotten it. Because remember, Damian Lowe went to college and then got drafted
to Seattle.
Right.
But
So
I thought it happened to every, like whenever a player is transferred itself, the club I could be wrong. I think it's
No,
whenever
man, it's not. No. You don't get it. You don't get it every time. You just get it once. Once you get it, that's it. The training
that's
compensation
it. Oh.
is a one-time payment. So you don't get it for every time. What you get is what if you keep adding sell-on clauses, but the training compensation you only get it once.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah.
Well, can just imagine how Damien logo. But Damien, how about you kick up Rumpus if Whisper forget all a big money transfer? I mean,
Yeah.
no
So
about that.
DV Group saying the same thing. It only applies to the last transfer move for the player. Yeah. Yeah.
All time you see as the management say continuously and is when time in
The clubs
the
attach
clause.
sell-on clause.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's up to the age of 23, right? So if the player is over 23, you don't get it. Thank you, TikTok.
So
Yeah.
so say hypothetically Whisper goes to Newcastle and Newcastle say, all right, after 1 year we're gonna sell him to Betis.
Yeah, then
And
Phoenix
Betis
will have to get
said,
Phoenix will have to get training compensation, and from that, then Harborview will have to get.
So it a go split. It a go them are gonna get
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
percentage.
I don't know. I don't know the percentage. That part I don't know. How it works.
That's up to them. That's up to
Yeah.
them.
I don't know how they split it. But the issue I'm having though is that when the players get transferred locally, the money is not given.
Man, you remember, you know.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that it is not an international rule. It's a general rule, but they don't apply it locally.
Remember, you know, man. Our football as some joke thing. In the sense as we now view it as a business. So most of the times, say they want one D2 side. Remember, you know, sign a contract, you know. You have to sign an amateur contract, you have to kick some ball for your side and say, I have some may play, you know. And then when time the season done, I hear say, Harborview have open trial, which we need to stop. Yeah, say, me and my bridging them, I go over there, you know, and see what can go on, you know.
Yeah.
And if we don't make it, we'll go back to the smaller side, you know. And go play, you know. And register, you know. So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
need to have that. If it's even an amateur or a semi pro contract set up for the lower teams lower down the football in pyramid in Jamaica, where the teams higher up, if them want to transfer you, them have to put their money on it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the way of the world, eh? But guess what, people? You know, it is. We are almost at the 2 hour mark. It's a 2 hour show because we have a next one at 6:30 with Kamara David. He is the general secretary for the CFU. He will be on at 6:30. It's also 3 minutes away from Arsenal versus Manchester City. All right, the game should be on ESPN and 007 Sport, all of those things. Go and watch it and join us back at 6:30. I want to say a big thank you to Chris. You know him as Wicked Man Burp. I don't know if that is if the sound, I don't know what the sound name, but that's the name he goes by. And you also have Shavan here. You understand me? I want to thank for coming on. Also, big thank you to Unseen Sports TV and Brian. Thank you, as usual, for coming on. To all the persons in the comment section, I want to say a big thank you to all of you, right, for all the comments. I may not have answered all of them, but you're certainly appreciated. For all the persons who subscribe to the channel for the first time today, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for every like, every share, and every single view. Thanks for all the super stickers and the super chat. We only got 5. So we have 5 more to go. Hopefully we get them on our second show at 6:30. Siobhan, you have a minute, and Chris, you have a minute. Somebody time running out, you know.
I'm Siobhan, I make go on, boy.
Sorry about that. Yeah, as I said, man. Again, you know, football talk, it's really appreciated. Again, my stance, I think more needs to be done when it comes on to the local development of our football. But yeah, that would have been my minute because that's really have to say for now.
All right, respect.
For,
Yeah, man.
for
Go ahead,
me,
Chris.
for me personally, mornings man, I'm probably not gonna able for taking the show a little more, but
You have
more I
that.
ask,
You have that.
just cool man. more I ask the CFU president something. Um, I've seen and I've heard whispers about them gonna have a pseudo MLS type league for the Caribbean. I would want you to ask him how would this affect countries where they have a higher level of football like us, Trinidad, BR, Haiti, and so forth. If you got, wouldn't this shift the dynamic? Say man now go on play in the local leagues. Them go on play for the regional teams in the Caribbean Major League, and would that diminish the development of one country's football and
Hey, that's a long question. I hope I can remember it, or somebody
we know
listening,
it long but
or somebody listening can remember it, so we can
actually
ask it.
me not go there, man, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Just send me. You see the number. Just send the question via WhatsApp message to the I Am Sure Sports number, and then I will definitely ask it for you.
All right, bro.
So yeah. All right, but respect and thanks. Thanks to TikTok, he says good show with a super chat. Appreciate that. DV Group says 5% of the transfer fee is paid for compensation. Okay, cool. See, so many things we're learning and hearing. Again, thank you so much. Very good, proper, decent show. And he says, oh, so how about you and Phoenix? He said would share the 5%. I don't know if it is shared equally, or one get 1%, one get 4%, or it's split down the middle. I don't know. I guess they would have to determine how many years. I don't know. That's something that I will ask somebody who understand it, so I can let all of you know. I'll try to find a document with it and share it on the show later. But I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. When it gets to this point of the show, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.